Hello, this is Ariana Antonio for MDF1 1402, and this is my Project 1 review video. So first of all, for this week, what I did was you're supposed to create an app that had a table view at the front with custom created cells that had two dynamic labels and a dynamic image. And then when you click on each cell, it takes you over to a detail page that brings across the two labels in the image, as well as adding some additional details, as well as a close button. And the other main part was creating an edit button so that you can edit the cells and delete some of the content that's in them. And so let's see, so to do that, I have my main view controller. As you can see here, it's got all of my objects. We had to have 20 cells at least. And so here are the individual ones. I chose to do an app that has yoga poses. And so you can click on them based on, what you're looking for in terms of difficulty or what parts you want to stretch. This is my main view controller. It's controlling all that stuff. So it's got my objects. Here we're creating the table view in terms of how many cells it can have, as well as putting in our custom objects for them. And then creating the edit button and toggling it back and forth, making it so that you can delete them. And then this is the prepare for segue that's transferring the object information over to the detail view. So then we have the detail view with the outlets, and this is setting the transferred information, the objects, to the labels and the text view and the image that are there. And then for it, we also created a custom class for each pose. That's the list of 20 objects, just making it a lot simpler in terms of them inheriting the methods and that sort of stuff from the object. And we also created a custom cell class, I guess, in order to populate the custom cell outside of the default ones that they offer with our two dynamic labels as well as the dynamic image. So that's a little bit more complicated than I'm used to so far, but otherwise actually fairly simple once I got my head around it. So I'll take you really quick through my app. We'll go ahead and run it here. And naturally it'll take its sweet time loading. Alright, so no errors, no yellow ones, which took me a little while to get rid of. So we have our yoga poses. You scroll down and they're color coded. The images show, here's what the plank is, the incline plane. So they show a little image of what it actually is, so you can have an idea of how you're supposed to be positioned, as well as we have easy, difficult, and poses that are recommended for maternity people, which also means they usually fall into the easy category. So we go all the way down to our 20, and then let's say we want to get rid of one, we can go ahead and click edit. The edit button changes to say done. These little pop up, gives you the option to delete, and you delete it, and then you are done, and that exits out. And then we can go ahead and click on, how about camel, and it takes us, there's the image that it popped over as well as the two labels, and then we have our detailed information here for each one, and then we can close it. And just for fun, check out this one. There's child, and one more, we'll check out cat. So there is my code. In terms of what I think I could have done better, some of what I would have preferred to do is more design-wise. Like the example screenshots that they gave, I would have liked to have had these separated out, each cell separated with an empty space in between it. The main way that I found to do that online was to actually fill this entire cell with an image that, say, at the bottom or at the top has a completely opaque section into it. So they are still all nudged up against each other, but it creates the illusion of an empty space in between the each two. That ended up not really working, obviously, for what I had with just my image being a circle and that sort of thing for this week, but I guess for another time, if I have the time and inclination, that would be something that would be interesting to play with, because I thought the look of the screenshot for the example app was really slick looking. And just other things, I like the colors and I kind of like the way it looks, but I know it could look, much more fancy and polished and impressive and stuff. So that's the main thing. Also, I thought, in terms of doing things better, I thought that maybe for a while I wasn't understanding what I was doing well enough in terms of, just kind of following along with the videos and typing it out as I went. Until I went back through afterwards and had to, or and was adding comments into what I was doing, and I was realizing that I think I was understanding everything better than I thought, or maybe after playing with it for hours on end, eventually by the time I finished, I understood each bit and piece of what I had done, as well as having a few errors popping up that I didn't know what the problem was and having to fix. One of the main ones that had me stumped for quite a while, let's see, it came up in here. I was doing an unwind segue to get from the detail view back to the main view, and that wasn't working. It wasn't passing the data back and forth correctly until I ended up finding people online recommending this. And that's what I did. And I don't remember learning this at all in AOC 1. I'm on the new track, so I didn't go to AOC 2. I don't know if this is an alternative method that was taught in that class, but it seemed to work better for me than the one that I learned in AOC 1. So yeah, so that took a little while of figuring out. But anyway, so that's my code. Um, Thanks so much for watching.